2, 1. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nerd is the New Bully. I'm your host, Leroy, a.k.a. Dude Love, with my co-host.
This is Eli, a.k.a. Devon Dudley.
Why the fuck did I say mankind? That's what happened to do this shit on the spot. Yeah, and we're back with another episode, and Eli, guess what? This is the week before Thanksgiving.
It sure is.
Yeah, are you excited? Are you?
I'm excited of not having to get up early.
That's cool. Hey, nothing wrong with that. You get to sleep in and eat with the family, stuff like that. Eli, tell me this. Okay, do you have any woke members in your family when you ever have Thanksgiving?
Not really.
Okay, I have plenty.
Okay.
You know, they're always talking about Thanksgiving. You know, it's this type of holiday and we shouldn't celebrate stuff like that. Pass the peas. Like, hold up, you can't do both. It's one or the other, you know. Same thing with July the 4th. You know, you're always complaining, but you're still getting a plate. So it's like one or the other. You can't do both. So
yeah, I mean, natives, we're all aware of shit, you know, but
that's why I was kind of wondering, like, when you told me you celebrate Thanksgiving, I'm like, really?
Yeah, I mean, natives don't really need any excuse to get together and eat, you know. So if they get a chance to feast on some shit, they'll do it. You know, at least in my family.
And you know what? I agree with you. I agree with you. We get so caught up on these holidays, like, what are we doing this for? Honestly, the reason it's kind of celebrated no longer really matters. As long as you get together with your family, have fun, stuff like that. Because Christmas isn't what we think it is.
No, it's not.
Like, it's really a pagan holiday.
Yeah, and it's all about consumerism. It's all about.
But at the same time, we don't get too deep into that stuff. It's you celebrating your family and all stuff like that, and that's what it's all about. So yeah, it's fun to be woke, but don't get too woke.
Basically, Christmas is basically the Viking holiday.
That's what I'm saying. It's really a Viking holiday. Like all that stuff, like gift giving, the Christmas
Yule,
tree,
Yule and the log, and it's all. That's
Jesus
all,
wasn't even born in the winter.
No, it ain't even Jesus' birthday.
Right. Like we're probably celebrating Thor more than we're celebrating Jesus, but you know, whatever.
Yeah. So all those Christians who bitch about, you know, losing their holiday, they need to celebrate their real shit. Celebrate Christmas in July, dumbasses.
Exactly. Oh, well, people get pissed at me because I'm not celebrating Kwanzaa or anything like that. So shit, I'll figure it out next year. Do they get gifts? If they don't get gifts, fuck it. Okay, that being said, like I said, we don't care about Thanksgiving. Nobody really cares about Thanksgiving. It's cool to have fun with your family, but all we care about is Black Friday.
Or Cyber Monday.
And is Cyber Monday really a thing? Has it really caught on yet?
Not really, but I did get a good deal on a PlayStation 4 back in the day.
I'm just saying, the same deals I saw on Black Friday on Cyber Monday, I didn't see anything better. Like I'll go on Amazon and expect something.
Well, you don't have to get off your ass and fight your way through carnage on Cyber Monday. You know what I mean?
Right, like you're getting a Popeye chicken sandwich or something. You know,
you know what I mean? You won't get killed on Cyber Monday.
Yeah, I've seen so many videos last year at Walmart where they just open the doors, people just flood in and just start knocking each other with TVs and stuff.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, Eli. What I'm noticing with these retail stores now, they've done away with Black Friday. It's gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So a lot of stores, if you start checking out, and I'm letting everybody know, here's a free tip. The Black Friday sales are actually happening now. Yeah, so the same sale they've been doing, they started since Sunday. So the same sale you're going to see Sunday, same sale is going to be Friday, same going to sell whatever. So just go ahead and get the stuff now. You know, no reason to wait for Friday. Wake up in the morning, got to fight somebody over a TV to sit. Not just walk in and get it. So.
Well, I get paid Friday, so I got to wait.
Okay. I get paid I don't get paid till the Friday after next.
Oh, damn.
That's what sucks, because they got I want to get the Xbox One X. Not the regular one, the good one. You know,
with all the memory.
Yeah, all the memory, and you can play in 4K and all this stuff like that. No one cares about this shit except me. But
Get
I care.
That virtual reality porn going and shit.
You can see everything.
Everything. You're immersed.
60 frames per second. You know, all this stuff. So that's the shit I care about. But the thing is, I don't get paid till the week after next. And technically, this is the first of the month. So it's kind of like the rent check anyway.
Yeah, that is true.
So it's like, man, it really sucks, man. But you got to do what you got to do. PlayStation. Yeah. I mean, Xbox rent. Xbox. Let me say if we move on to the next part of the podcast.
Yep.
All right, so let's start off with the box office numbers, which is kind of whatever.
Ooh.
Yep, but give it to me, Eli. What is the number one movie of the week?
A Disney movie came out. What one was it?
Doesn't matter. It is a Disney movie that came out, and it is
Yeah.
destroying the box office because that's what Disney movies do. So it is Frozen 2.
Frozen, that's what came out. Yeah.
Yeah. People get thinking like, why are they making these movies so close together? Frozen 1 came out in 2013.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like the people that watch that movie, like the kids watch the movie, they're grown now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Me neither.
Even my kid didn't like it. I tried.
But at the time, it was like the fourth highest grossing movie of all time.
Yeah, I heard that like the song was all big and shit.
Like you know a movie is big when you start seeing memes about it, and all kind of gifs and stuff. And you're just like, I don't get it. What the fuck are they talking about? Like, I don't get, like, when you guys make Game of Thrones and Walking Dead, like, memes and shit, I have no idea what the fuck you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
So when I see all this Frozen, Let It Go, or whatever the fuck that shit is, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So, Mom called me last night, asked me, did I have Frozen 1 on the Fire Stick, because she want to take my nephew's birthday is technically today. So she wants to take him to see Frozen 2, but they never saw Frozen 1. I'm like, yes, I have it on Fire Stick because it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, isn't it on Disney?
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus, but I never even considered my thought process to even watch Frozen because I don't give a shit about Frozen. But it's like, it's there. So I'm like, we gotta come home. We can watch Frozen on Disney Plus. Because my mom had never even heard Disney Plus. So I'm going to have to sell her on the whole process. It's got every Disney movie ever. So that's going to be a fun process. Yeah, that's Frozen 2. So, number 2, Ford versus Ferrari. You're going to want to see this movie. We'll see from there. Number 3, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
Oh, yeah. The Mr. Rogers movie.
Yeah, the Tom Hanks Mr. Rogers movie. So cool. Number 4, okay, 21 Bridges.
Oh.
Yeah. Ooh, that's not good, Eli. That is not good. Okay, here's the thing. Let me talk about this for a second. Okay, so for those who don't know what 21 Bridges is the Chadwick Boseman star vehicle that's produced by the Russo brothers, and that's really all I know about the movie. I don't know what the plot is about.
I didn't know they produced it.
Yeah, they said they didn't direct it. They're just one of the executive producers, whatever like that. So Chadwick Boseman is a star. He's all over the poster, got his name on there. But Eli, it debuted at number 4 at less than 10 million. This is what I was scared of because Chadwick Boseman is an awesome actor, great actor. Matter of fact, when I saw his first role in 42, which he played Jackie Robinson against Harrison Ford, something like that. As soon as I saw that movie, I made a tweet, and you can go back and check my background tweets back in whenever that movie came out. And I said, whoever this guy playing Jackie Robinson, Marvel will be giving him a call. I said that shit right then because I was like, he's gonna be somebody, a superhero, whatever like that. So super talented guy, all that. But we just talked about this 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. You can't sell a movie. You can't sell a movie on a movie star.
No,
it doesn't work. If Will Smith is flopping now, what the hell chance does Chadwick Boseman have?
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's the thing. Like, yeah, we can talk about take the Marvel movies out of the equation. Marvel can make anybody a box office star. They can make Paul Rudd a box office star. So that should tell you something. I mean, he's not successful in anything else. Dinner with Schmucks or some shit? That's what he playing before he playing Ant-Man. So the same thing can be said for Chadwick Boseman. Awesome actor, great at Black Panther, but he doesn't put butts in the seats. Not him, not his name alone. So that's why this movie debuted at number 4, and it really hurts because I was kind of curious to see, can he sell a movie on his own, and it doesn't look like he can. So
not against Frozen.
I mean, but even against Frozen, he can't outsell Ford versus Ferrari.
No.
In its third week. So number 5, Midway, movie you wanted to see. I don't know if you saw it or not. Number 6.
No, I tried to go see it the other night, and the motherfuckers wouldn't start. Like there was like 10 of us in the theater.
Yeah.
Seriously, I went to the theater, bought my ticket, fucking sat in the theater. It was like 10 other. It was like the late showing, sitting there waiting for the movie to start. Never started. It's supposed to be at 10 o'clock. 10:15 came up. Some woman got up. Does anybody know when the movie's supposed to start?
Well, damn.
We're like 10. So then we all go out. Hey, yo. Go to the manager. Movie hasn't started. Oh, I'm sorry. We'll get it going now. Like, skip the previews, man, because we don't want to be here all night. So, cool. So we all go back in the theater. We're all waiting. Another 10 minutes goes by. Still nothing. People start getting up. Man, this is taking too long. I'm just going to leave. They all start leaving. I was the last one left. I finally went up to the manager and said, yo, man, Midway never started. I started that movie. Theater 10, right? I'm like, no, man, Theater 6.
She started drug testing these folks, man.
She started it in the wrong theater.
What the hell? Were you at the Magic Johnson Theater or some shit? What the fuck?
This is an AMC.
Damn.
But hey, I got a free pass. So she gave me a free pass.
Okay, give me something, man. We're basically throwing them under the bus on this podcast. All of our listeners, stay away from whatever the fuck movie theater Eli went to.
Yeah, so I tried to see Midway, but they never started the movie. So yeah.
And they wonder why the movie theaters are going out of business. Just wait till you get them on Fire Stick, Eli. How about that? Number 6, Playing with Fire. Number 7, The Good Liar. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Number 8, your movie, Charlie's Angels.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. People are just so excited this movie just. Let's talk about Charlie's Angels for a second. You talked about it on Geek Sad. You actually went into detail on the Geek Sad. We briefly talked about it last week on what's the name of this podcast? Comic Book Bullies. Yeah. And so let's briefly readdress some things like that. Like you said, Elizabeth Banks came out with a statement basically hinting at, guys don't like her movies. She's trying to sell the only movies that sell, like Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel, because they're in a male-dominated genre and shit like that. We don't see movies starring women in action movies. All this is bullshit. Yeah. But for instance, let's say she's correct. Let's say everything she said was correct about what she said. We didn't see this movie because we're men, we're stupid, we don't like movies with action women, stuff like that. It's all good in that. So why didn't women go see your movie?
Yeah.
I mean,
Jason Momoa wasn't in it.
Exactly. Well, maybe not so. That's the thing. Like, you can bash men all you want to. You got to remember your target audience. Like, for instance, you make a romantic comedy show like that. They don't expect men to go see those movies. They expect, when Tyler Perry makes a movie, he expects black women to go see his movies. If I don't see his movie, he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
He's going to make his money regardless. So if you make a movie, so it wasn't just men that didn't like your movie. Women didn't like it either.
Nobody liked the movie.
You're right. So I guess women are too stupid to like your woman movie too. So need to do some, I don't know, self-evaluating,
Yeah. It's like no one gives a shit about Charlie's Angels. That's pretty much all it is.
Right. Man, woman, non-binary. Yeah. What else we have?
Yeah. And then it just looked like shit. The fucking trailer looked like shit.
I mean, because if you want to get people to go see a movie, you have to give something to make us excited. You have to make us sit down like, hey, what is that? If you're not doing it, even if it don't look like shit, even just look normal, regular, like everything else, that's not going to get us to go see a movie. It has to be something to make us stop and go like, hey, what is that? If you're not doing that, you failed. Bottom line, if you're average, we don't give a shit. You're bad, we definitely don't give a shit. So.
Yeah, it looked bad. The shit looked bad.
It looked bad, so whatever.
That's why I didn't go see it, because I was like, nope, ain't for me.
That's why nobody went to see it. So yeah, next time quit blaming your movies because we're too stupid to like your movies, and if you're going for women, do something for women. Number 9, Last Christmas. Not the horror movie, the movie with Game of Thrones chick. Number 10, Joker. Still hanging in there.
Wow.
It just will not leave. It's just this. It's about time to pull it out the theaters now, Warner Brothers. Is it gonna keep it in there till Star Wars comes out? And I'm gonna just do one more. Number 11, Harriet. Oh. Now, the only reason I want to talk about this is because of the stupid ass news that I heard in time. Apparently, like Harriet, they've been shopping this movie around since the 90s. And at the time, of course, they picked the best actress they thought that could play the role at the time, Julia Roberts. It was like, what the fuck? So apparently they had no black executives in that room at the time, but raised their hand like, maybe you shouldn't do that, Or maybe even the person that was shopping them, I think they did. So Julia Roberts, maybe not, They're like, well, she's a big actress, and it was a long time ago. I don't remember what Harriet Tubman looked like. Like no shit like, Julia Roberts.
This reminds me of the Chappelle show with Paul Mooney.
Mm-hmm.
The Last Samurai, starring Tom Cruise. The Mexican, starring Brad Pitt. The World's Fastest Indian, starring Anthony Hopkins.
Like, that's basically what Hollywood was doing at the time. So I'm glad somebody finally raised their hand and be like, you know what, let's not do that. So hopefully Julia Roberts would have said, you know, like, I don't want to take this role. I don't want to get thrown under the bus. You know, don't do like Scarlett Johansson, raise her hand for every role that's out. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that's all the movie news right there. Like I said, it's pretty much. What's the next big movie other than Star Wars? Like, is Star Wars and that's it?
This year?
Yeah.
Star Wars, and yeah, I think that's it.
I think that's it. We might need to start compiling our top comic book movies of the year list.
Okay.
Not now.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
No,
it's coming up.
No. We need to do best comic book movies of the decade.
Of the decade?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go all in.
Yeah.
That means no Dark Knight. Everybody loves Dark Knight. Doesn't count. Can't use it. So what else you got?
Yep.
Gonna be interesting. Shoot, what else we got on the list? Let's talk about Avengers Endgame. Since we already talking about Avengers, well, we weren't talking about Avengers. We're talking about best comic book movies. Whatever. Best Avengers is actually got nominated for a Grammy. Now, Eli, let me ask you a question. If I put a gun to your head right now, could you hum the theme song to the Avengers?
Probably.
Okay.
Do you got a gun? You got that gun to my head? Am I supposed to do it?
No. I do not want you to hum. No. I want you to hum it. Yes, I have a gun to your head right now. Hum the Avengers theme song.
It goes da 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 da.
The fuck? That's Conan. What is Rambo?
Remember the ending battle? That's all I know.
Okay. Now I'm like that gif with Wesley Snipes at the end of New Jack City, where he got to shoot his partner. Tears coming down his eyes.
Well, you do it. Can you do it?
I can do it. Okay, hold on. Give me a second.
Want me beatbox?
No, because you're gonna beatbox Rambo and throw me off, and then have to shoot me afterwards. Okay. That's
Knight Rider.
No, then this. Shit, I had it for a second. Now I got Knight Rider in my head. Fuck it, we're both dead. Somebody's gonna yell out Knight Rider, then it's gonna fuck the whole thing up. Oh, but here's the thing: it's not the only superhero movie that's got nominated for a Grammy. There was another. Okay. The other one, Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah,
that fucking Post Malone song and shit.
Yeah, Sunflower. What's Up, Danger?
What's Up, Danger? That's the jam right there.
That's the jam. I know What's Up, Danger. I was listening to that. I was like, so yeah, Avengers probably won't. I get shot for Avengers because I want the theme song. I know What's Up, Danger.
I do.
Yeah, we're not gonna
do
it
because of my kid. I know that Post Malone song too.
What the fuck, man? Now, everybody gives Post Malone the credit on that song, but actually, I like the what's that guy? Slim Jimmy, not Slim Jimmy. Ray Sherman. The other guy that's on the song actually makes the song. He's from Mississippi, but I can't remember his name.
The guy that's not Post Malone.
The guy that's not Post Malone.
He's not even singing.
No, he is singing.
No, I mean Post Malone's not.
Yeah, Post Malone's not even singing. It's the other guy that's doing. Whatever he's doing. He's the main guy doing it, but Post Malone gets all the credit. Oh, Post Malone also got best rap album in the American Music Awards last night. I'm like, what the fuck? He don't even like rap. He said rap is crap, even though he's a rapper.
Yeah.
Whatever. I think we got on a tangent. What was I talking about? Yeah, we get shot for playing. Spider-Man's gonna win it. I hope so. Even though I did like Avengers theme song, even though I can't remember it. Yeah, like you remember Superman and Batman and that Wonder Woman things. Remember the Wonder Woman from BVS? Yeah. Whatever you think about BVS. Yeah. That guitar solo shit, like that shit was awesome. You remember that shit stick out. Avengers, you just like, I kind of remember it, but I don't. It's weird because it's the same guy that did Back to the Future.
Yeah, Sylvester.
And that shit is classic. That shit is, easily rememberable.
Yeah, what's the Back to the Future theme song?
I hope that's it. No. That's Huey Lewis in the news. That don't count. That's awesome. That's cheating for a little while. That's cheating. Oh shit. Oh, okay. Let's jump into it. Like I said, we talked about that. Let's jump into before we want to talk about the Mandalorian. We want to talk about the Mandalorian for a second.
We could.
Okay. Before we jump into the Mandalorian, I want to actually talk about the news that surrounding the Mandalorian. So we all know the standout character from the Mandalorian TV show. If you don't know, we're gonna tell you, Baby Yoda. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, since it's Thanksgiving, we're gonna pray. Do a Thanksgiving prayer right now. Dear 8 pounds, 6 ounce Baby Yoda.
50 years old.
50 years old. Tiny hands. So we saw this Baby Yoda, and I called this last week. I was like, eventually they're gonna make a toy. So at the beginning of the week, after I said that shit, they were saying like Disney has no plans of making a toy, or they're not gonna make a toy by Christmas. I'm like, the fuck? You guys stupid.
They want to keep it a secret.
Right. I'm like, do you hate money? Or some shit. Like, we know what you're doing. We know you want to make a toy. So yeah, then later on that week they said, oh yes, when we have the toys out by Christmas, gonna be flooding the market and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, that makes more sense. Now people are getting pissed about that, saying, oh, Star Wars is exploiting us and trying to make money. Like, have y'all not been paying attention to Star Wars? Like, they've been doing this since the 70s.
Force Friday.
Yeah, I mean that's how George Lucas
be with you. And...
Yeah, I mean I'm gonna give you a little secret. George Lucas, when he was making these movies, made more money off the merchandising than he made off the actual movie. Mm-hmm. That's what he did. That was his main focus. And we kept throwing in random ass characters like that so he can crank out a toy from Kenner or whatever like that. You know. Mm-hmm. So that was his thing. So
Prune Face,
Hammerhead. Remember that guy?
Hammerhead. Snaggletooth. I do remember Hammerhead.
He didn't even have like a crazy ass name, just Hammerhead.
Hammerhead, Snaggletooth.
I had all those toys. Fuck it. Play the shit out of Hammerhead.
Was it Yak Face? The guy Yak Face?
Right. I remember Yak Face. I'm one of them 12 star systems.
Yeah.
Like
Walrus Man.
Yeah, you can at least get creative with this shit. You know, even if you can't think of a name, hand this shit out to like a fan or something like that. Name this fucker. Yeah. So that's that. Now let's talk about the Mandalorian. Let's talk about the Mandalorian show. Now, Eli, how do you feel about this episode? Because I know you kind of up and down. You know, you saw cutesy Baby Yoda. You was like, I don't know. What do you think about this episode?
Cool. Yeah, this one was cool. I mean, they're still keeping us in the dark on what's going on, but we still don't know what they're doing, why they want this child.
I think
who wants
we do,
this child?
I think we do.
Yeah, but they're not. We have respect. Yeah, we kind of know what happened.
Everybody got their fan theories.
Yeah, they haven't really cemented the reason yet. But yeah, just seeing the Mando, mm-hmm. You know, growing a conscience and taking the kid back and fighting his way out of town. So pretty cool action scenes, and you got to see the Mandalorians with their jetpacks and shit.
Yep, you're like, I gotta give me one of those. And I always wonder, like, why the hell he didn't have one?
Yeah. Yeah. But no, I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. You know, I mean, I really got no complaints about the show.
Okay. You know? I feel like this is the ceasefire, you know, for Star Wars fans. You know, we're tearing each other apart, and this Mandalorian was like, okay, we're this is the calm before the storm. Relax now. Everybody's on board. You either like really, really love the show or you like the show, but nobody hates the show.
No, I think
right. But we gotta wait till Rise of Skywalker comes out.
Yeah, that's when all the whiny butthurt fanboys are gonna. This movie sucks. I hate this shit. I'm only seeing it 5 times.
And the fan base would just eat itself all over again.
Yeah.
And so we're right back to it. But yeah. This is my favorite episode. I know you guys hate it because it's only 30 minutes. It's not an hour like the first one. I love the fact that the show is, you know, it's not quite 30. It's like 36, 37, something like that.
Like 40, yeah. Almost 40.
Yeah, but I feel like the pacing was perfect. I didn't feel like there was any filler. I didn't feel like there was padding time. I feel like everything that they did in the episode had a purpose, you know.
Yeah.
It was completely predictable. We knew what the ending was going to be, you know, but it didn't matter, you know. Yeah. I like the fact that the Mandalorian, you know, he took his back to, his people. He kind of got a conflict with them. But then when he got the money to him and they made him a new outfit, he walked in the bar like, in school, first day of school when you get new Jordans. That's why he was walking like.
But okay.
It's just like, oh man, that's just awesome the way he was walking and stuff like that.
Are those fake? Like.
Right. And then he went and got the baby and stuff like that. And the reason I'm saying we got those fan theories because I think the badge, the guy had a Camino badge on him. So he's one of those cloners.
Oh, really?
From episode 2.
Shit.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. That's the theory. That's the theory. But he did have a Camino badge on him. So, and then from that point on, it pretty much turned into John Wick.
Pretty much.
It was John Wick in space.
Shit, yeah.
Especially when all the bounty hunters, like their alarms went off like that. Like it's basically like the assassins in John Wick 3. Carl Weathers staring them down, stuff like that. Mando, stuff like that. Here's the thing about that. I don't think Carl Weathers was really trying to capture him. I think he was still trying to give him a way out. Because why did he tell him put the baby on the speeder? Now you put the baby on the speeder, you know what he's gonna try to do. And so I think that's what he was trying to give him a way out. But then,
and he's obviously not dead. I'm sure he just.
And the thing is, I think Mando even shot him in a way that he knew he wasn't going to kill him.
Yeah, we shot him in the breast where he had the armor or the
steel currency or whatever.
Yeah,
but he saw him put it in there, so he made sure to shoot him in a place where he knew it wasn't going to kill him. Yeah. So I think they both had like equal respect for life. They wouldn't really both out to kill each other. Like there was respect there, and I like that. Especially with the other Mandalorians just came out of nowhere and protected them. You got the big dude with the Gatling gun and the other dude with the with the jetpack. They had the mantra, "This is the way." I was loving that shit. Every episode has a catchphrase. So as long as I keep that going, I'm happy with it. Now, as much as that there's one person on the planet Earth that is not a fan of this show, and guess who it is?
Oh yeah, who's that?
Anita Sarkeesian. Fuck their name.
Who the hell's that?
Okay, she's a feminist.
Oh.
Yeah, that hates all sci-fi and video games, and that's pretty much how she made. She's a YouTuber. She made money by making a Kickstarter saying she's gonna make a feminist YouTube video shitting on comic books and video games and how sinister they are. So once they paid her the money, she had the Kickstarter. She took off with the money, and nobody saw her again.
Oh really?
Yeah. So she never made the video. Just took the money and ran. Until she showed up on Twitter shitting on Mandalorian. Why are there no women in this show? It's the 3rd episode by now, and I don't see any women. Like, you dumbass. The head of the Mandalorian clan is a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, this episode was...
Those monsters he had to ride are all female.
I guess, yeah. Are you assuming their gender?
What even said, they're female. The males get eaten during breeding or whatever. Or mating.
See, I didn't catch that. That's an Easter egg, okay? And like I said, the episode was directed by a woman. I think they said the director of this episode was going to direct the whole Obi-Wan, like she's going to be the Obi-Wan showrunner or whatever, And plus, we hadn't even seen Gina Carano. Did I say her name right?
Yeah.
Yeah, her
no, she hasn't showed up yet.
Right, and Ming-Na Wen. Oh. Both of them are going to show up, and they're both women, last I checked. So it's just like she's just trying to get. How about you pay everybody their money back? How about that instead of complaining about?
Shit.
Let's take the money and run.
Sounds like a shitty video.
Right, like this half-ass YouTube video. Like my shit's better than that, and I don't charge anybody for Kickstarter. Maybe I should just take that shit, just run a sweeten or something. Big titty maid name Heidi or some shit. I don't know. But yeah, awesome episode. Mandalorian, can't wait to see what happened.
I did like the fact that now this is deep. That he had the ice cream maker in the fucking when they paid the Mandalorian in the beginning for the bounty, and he brought out that white container thing, the ice cream maker. Now that was a trivia question. This is some deep ass Star Wars lore. I forgot the guy's name. See, I would have got the answers wrong. Boom, I'm dead again. So I forgot the guy's name, but it was an obscure question. A couple years ago, me and my friends entered a Star Wars trivia at a bar. We placed second place out of all the teams, so we did pretty good. But there was one question on there, like, what was the name of the guy running around with an ice cream maker? And we didn't. I was like, what the fuck? But it turns out he's like a 1 second shot in Empire Strikes Back. during the evacuation of Cloud City, everyone's running through the halls and shit, and this dude's running through, and he's carrying this white container, and it was just a prop, but it was an ice cream maker.
Wow.
You know, and it was like, oh shit. So on this episode, yeah, they brought out the money, and it was that ice cream maker, and only they opened it up and had all that steel in there, that currency.
Okay, that's some deep cut shit right there.
Yeah. So I was like, hey, the ice cream maker.
Yeah, Eli, that's some inside baseball right there.
Yeah. So I'm on another level.
Oh yeah, but like I said, awesome episode. Can't wait to see what they do. So it looked like it's the rest of the episode is gonna be on Friday. So they have a set schedule now. So we'll see how the story unfolds from there. Now moving past that, let's move on to some other, because I decided to actually subscribe to HBO.
Okay.
Because everybody and their mama has been talking me into this new Watchmen show. I'm like, okay, let me see. I only saw the first episode. Like I said, you can go back and listen to the episode. I was kind of, about it. Didn't know if I want to continue it. Eli, I think you loved the first episode or whatever.
Yeah, I did. I was pretty much hooked.
Yeah, so we were kind of like the opposite. But like I said, after getting into it, I've been Watchmen out this whole week. I just been like blanked out on Watchmen. Okay, the graphic novel is on Comixology Unlimited right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to pay for it. I'm paying for it, but I can just go and just download it and just look at it. Basically like their Netflix for comics. It's just on there. I can just read it.
Yeah.
So I took the whole time, read the whole thing. That is a task. Like I started Thursday and I finished today. Like
that. Yeah. That was me last week.
Yeah.
I reread it last week, and that's not a breezy read.
Yeah. This isn't Justice League or Avengers.
I'm like, I gotta take a shit. Oh, I'll jump out a chapter of Watchmen. And then I'm sitting around the shit and my legs are starting to fall asleep. Like, damn, I can't finish this book right now.
Right. You're like, one issue is like, it's so dense. It's just so much shit going in there. And it's not just the reading of it, like the actual, every single panel in there, something is in the background or something is happening that you have to pay attention to, that it tells the story. So you just can't just breeze through Watchmen, just think you're going to get through it. And I think that's what fucked me up the first time I read it. Yeah. Because that's another thing, like when you read stuff or you view stuff or, stuff you read a decade ago, more than a decade ago, you look at it through different lenses, a different, viewpoint than what you did the first time you did it. Like any movie you saw, like when I watched Star Wars back when I was a kid and the way I watch Star Wars now, two completely different ways. Mm-hmm. I look in more detail. And the same way with The Watchmen. Like it was a lot of stuff that happened with The Watchmen I didn't understand, but now I can appreciate that now because I'm older and more mature.
Yeah. And it was like same here. Like the first time I read it, I was like right out of high school and I didn't understand all the politics involved and then read it later on and kind of got it. But then the last time I read it is when the movie came out, like 10 years ago. And even then I was like, I could appreciate it, but I didn't pay attention to the appendixes, all that stuff in the back of the comics, all the articles and the books and, all that stuff, including in the back. I just sort of skimmed through that shit and not pay attention. So the show is really diving deep into all that information. So this time around, I really paid attention to all that shit. So that's what made it even more of a dense read. Yeah. It took me even longer.
You start reading that stuff, right? Because you can't breeze through anything on there. So, with those 12 issues, because that's how long Watchmen was with 12 issues, Alan Moore created a whole universe. Those 12 issues flesh out that universe better than some 50-issue runs I've read of other books. Like there is so much shit in there. Like by the time you get to it, every character in the book. All their backstory, well, the majority of their backstories, what they're doing, why they're doing it. The Minutemen, the Crime Busters, all this stuff. It's like so deep. That's why you just can't watch the Watchmen Zack Snyder movie and think you understand everything. You really don't. No. Like it's Cliff Notes. That's all it is.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Or it's maybe like even a mixtape or something, like the highlights of what happened in the book, But that's about it. But now, like I said, we talked about that. Let's talk about the TV show. Now, Eli, this last episode that just came on, is probably like my favorite episode of anything this year. Like it just blew me away, just every little detail that was in there. Now, before we actually get into the, like I said, we're gonna go full spoilers with this episode. It's a lot of stuff I want to break down, a lot of stuff. that I caught went on Twitter. So I just want to make a warning to all comic skaters. We're about to get into some very sensitive issues that may trigger you. So if you're a comic skater, you probably ain't listening to this anyway.
Yeah, if you're a comic skater, you're losing your mind over last night's episode.
Exactly. Just probably just took the TV and just threw it out the window or some shit.
Yeah.
You know, put your fist through it or something.
Yeah, you got your fucking Rorschach mask on, TikTok.
Oh, you know they're making YouTube videos right now. Let me tell you why Watchmen is the worst thing I've ever seen since Captain Marvel. So yeah, the same thing. So let's just first off, let's talk about the whole episode. Is pretty much how Regina King character. So
should we try and do a quick recap real quick?
I'm gonna let you do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to get them caught up because this refers to everything that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So for those who don't know, who aren't familiar with the Watchmen, like this show is a direct sequel to the book, not Zack Snyder's
movie, right?
Yeah. So this takes place 2019 of that Watchmen universe in the book, and since then, it's 30 years later. Robert Redford has been the president since then.
And at the end of the book, it was announced that he was running.
Yeah, he was running at the end of the book. Yeah. And basically, it's Tulsa, Oklahoma. The cops and the masked vigilantes are on the same side. There was this white supremacist terrorist organization called the 7th Cavalry that sort of taken Rorschach's ideology and twisted it into sort of white nationalism, and they were basically there was a war between them and the cops, and they committed this thing called the White Night, where on Christmas Eve they went in and shot up all the cops in their homes.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, cops were required to wear masks, so to hide their identities, and they can't
heroes, right?
Yeah, they can't tell them where they live, so they have cops have a secret identity now. One of the characters, Sister Knight, she was a victim. She was a cop who got shot. She becomes this mass vigilante called Sister Knight, along with Looking Glass. There's Red Scare, Pirate Annie or something. I forget. Pirate Patty or whatever. Anyway, basically superheroes and cops are on the same team, and there's been this sort of like ceasefire between the cops and the 7th Cavalry. And in this world is a very ultra liberal world society that they live in. Cops they need permission to use their guns. Their guns are on lockdown. TV shows have like all these warnings. They have to sit through like 5 minutes of warnings. Like the following about to see contains offensive this and contains murder and LGBTQ and all that, So they live in this very ultra liberal society, and it's kind of getting to everybody, Mm-hmm. So that's another thing. When I hear this shit about people saying it's too woke and it's too liberal,
right?
They're actually saying, well, if both sides have hard stances, and if you go too far one way, that's gonna fuck up society too. You can't go, you got to find a middle ground.
Right. So
they live in this very left-wing liberal world where, there's all this resentment towards, racism and stuff. Like, the black people got reparations, or the Redfordations, they call them.
Yeah, but it's like a derogatory term to call it, yeah.
Yeah, they call it the Redfordations.
But only the Tulsa Massacre.
Yeah, they were descendants of the Tulsa Massacre. So yeah, so basically, what it goes back to the Tulsa bombing. We talked about that in an early episode. The Black Wall Street Massacre, and we find out that some guy survived that, and he has orchestrated the murder of the chief of police. And Sister Knight was very close to the chief of the police. And so she's been investigating. So what she's finding out is that he probably has ties to the 7th Cavalry, and they haven't really revealed it yet, but he probably might. I think he might have had something to do with the White Knight. The chief of police.
So probably had remorse about it, and then
Yeah, as a way to stop the race war.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the Looking Glass character who's still traumatized by the squid attack. That's another thing. This show goes into the squid attack.
Right, which Zack Snyder said could never be filmed because it would make any sense live action. And HBO was like, hold my beer,
Yeah. And that's the reason why I went back and watched or read the book again, because I never really fully understood the squid attack in the book.
Right.
I always thought, is it an alien, or I know they cloned this thing, but I never really fully understood it,
Yeah.
But I'm like, whatever.
Now what they said was actually kind of weird because they said he cloned the mind of a psychic.
Yeah. The brain.
Yeah, the brain of a psychic or something like that. And I'm like, they got psychics in this world? Like
yeah.
But he just said it so casual, like until then, no psychic existed, but whatever,
Yeah, so there's this whole population of people who are traumatized from that squid attack. A bunch of people died, but it also created this psychic sort of trauma that like burned into everybody's memory, and they've been living the last 30 years in like fear. Mm-hmm. And this character Looking Glass, he's another vigilante hero mask. He wears that mirror mask, kind of like Rorschach, and he's living in fear of another psychic attack. But there's a population that believe that the government, that kind of think that it was a hoax. So through this investigation, we're finding out that the 7th Cavalry know that the government orchestrated the squid attack.
Well, I mean, the thing about Rorschach, but New Frontier put that information out when Rorschach died. They put his journal out. Yeah,
because Rorschach, the New Frontier, put out that journal. And so they think that it's they know that it's not real. And also that Senator Keene knows too. That dude running for president, the Senator Keene he's the son of the Keene Act.
Right, back in 77. Yeah.
That outlawed superheroes. Mm-hmm. So that dude's part of the 7th Cavalry.
Oh wow.
So they know that Adrian Veidt, Ozymandias orchestrated this whole attack, and they're planning on doing something. They got some portal thing they're planning some kind of attack.
Yeah, because Ozymandias, he had teleportation back in the Watchmen book. He figured it out.
Yeah. So they got a teleportation device, and they're planning on doing something.
It sounds like another terrorist attack. Yeah.
Yeah, and then meanwhile we have Sister Knight. That old Louis Gossett Jr., he's like 103 years old. Turns out he's the survivor of the Tulsa attack, the Tulsa Massacre.
Right. And
last night's episode revealed his whole backstory.
Which was never revealed in the comic before.
No. So and this is what pisses all the sensitive comic skaters off, that he was the original Hood of Justice.
Right.
So I'll let you take over now.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Okay. So apparently, and like I said, in the original book, Hood of Justice was never revealed. His identity was he never took his mask off. They never knew his name, anything like that. We didn't know. Matter of fact, they said he might have been hinted at being a white guy, maybe a white guy from Russia or something like that. That's what they thought he was.
Yeah.
Turns out, no. In this episode, it turns out he's a black guy.
Yeah.
Been a black guy the whole time. Not only is he black, he's a black gay guy. So yeah, the first superhero in the Watchmen universe is a black gay dude, which is also going to piss off comics and stuff like that.
That inspired the Minutemen and everything.
And inspired the Minutemen, the whole thing. And it was interesting what he was inspired by. Now, like I said, Eli, you read the back of those books, like what was that name of the book, Under the Hood and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And even said in those books that they were inspired by Superman, like not the actual Superman, but they have Superman comics in the Watchmen world.
Yeah.
So he was inspired by the Superman comics, but he wasn't just inspired by the Superman comics. This is where it gets deep. He was also inspired by, remember that movie he was watching as a kid in the first episode? Bass Reeves.
Bass Reeves.
Now,
but he's also a descendant of Reeves. because his last name is Reeves.
Now, is he, or did he change it?
I don't know. I just saw that his last name was Reeves.
Yeah, his last name is Reeves. Also, like I said, was never mentioned in the book. But here's why Bass Reeves is an important detail. Mm-hmm. Because Bass Reeves is actually the inspiration for the Lone Ranger.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So the Lone Ranger actually inspired by a black dude, Oklahoma sheriff, stuff like that. So he's inspired technically by the Lone Ranger and Superman to become a superhero.
Yeah.
So and what makes it so interesting is that look what he's wearing. He's wearing a noose around his neck, and he's wearing a hood. He's taking two things that associate with the Klan, and he's appropriated for his own self. Like he basically took the power onto himself.
Yeah.
So I think all that is pretty interesting right there. Here's another thing that I caught on Twitter. This was going to piss people off about this. Remember the guy that bombed that Jewish place?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you catch his name?
No.
Okay. So his name was Fred. Now here's what they're saying. Fred, since he was in New York, his name was Fred. He was a businessman. He had ties to the KKK. They're saying that might have been Fred Trump.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. I'm not going to get into detail about it. You can kind of see where I'm going. I'm going to just leave it at that,
Oh, side note. You know what I saw the other day? I finally saw The Kitchen.
Oh, you find? Okay. What do you think?
It was all right. The book is way better. You're right. The book is way better.
Yeah.
But there's a dig at Trump when the mobster is talking about, we're getting into some real estate in Midtown, and some millionaire shit for brain son is putting up all the money for it. But,
wow.
I thought that was funny.
So they took a dig at the dig at the Trumps on this one also. So, and it was interesting, when he took Fred, to the police officer and the sign they threw up. That is a KKK sign. They didn't make that shit up.
Yeah, the Cyclops.
The Cyclops, yeah, they make it up. If you watch Trump's speeches, he throws that sign up all the time. I'm just throwing it out there. So you make it whatever kind of connection you want to. But then you say that's either for the KKK or if you turn upside down, it spells white people or something. Whatever you want to call it, basically it's a KKK sign he was throwing up, Didn't want to go into detail about that. Oh. All the stuff they were just throwing in there, man. It was just little bitty stuff they were throwing about he had to, not telling anybody his identity, or how when he found the KKK's plan was to throw hidden messages into media to brainwash black people.
Yeah.
And they didn't believe him. It was like, no, that shit happens. That shit fucking happens. Like you listen to the radio right now. You listen to any R&B station. What are you gonna hear? A bunch of rap songs about killing, drug dealing, disrespecting women, all stuff like that. But you never hear it on any other radio station.
Mm-hmm.
And now you can say that now those are not the only songs that are being made right now. But some of the songs you'll hear right now because any other song other than that won't get played. So you can say that there's some kind of agenda going on with that. All these, Real Housewives and Basketball Wives, stuff like that, where it's just nothing but just women disrespecting each other. There's some kind of agenda there. You can read into it. So other people don't want to believe him because they can't see it, but he's seeing it for himself right there. And it all comes back at the end of it also.
Yeah.
Like I said, just little bitty details. It was just all going through the episode. And like we said, we're talking about how the cops were like super racist, right? Yeah. And, they were basically putting him on just for like a publicity stunt. Okay, we know they're evil. But let's go back to the Minutemen. The Minutemen were using him just as much, but they're liberal.
Yeah. He was their mascot.
Exactly. That's the reason they put him on.
He was their Washington Redskin. Oh.
We tie it all back together. So you got both sides using them. You got the right wingers using them, and you got the liberals using them, for their own personal agenda. Now the right wingers just straight up say, look, we don't like you. We hate you. Their racism is like very, very overt. While the other ones, just basically pander to him. Yeah, and
they blow him off. Like he was trying to go after the Cyclops. Mm-hmm. And like, hey, no, we got, they're trying to start this race war, blah, 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 blah. I said, oh, no, forget about that. We're going after Malach, the magician or whatever. They blew him off.
Because that gets more publicity.
Yeah. Like they didn't give a shit about racism and what was going on to the, black people at the time. Right. They didn't, it wasn't marketable.
Exactly. They only told him that stuff to get him on the team because he was the first person to become a superhero. So they know, like I said, that's the only reason they got him on the team. He was their mascot,
Yeah.
But when he finally got him on the team, they didn't really care about anything he had to say.
Yeah. No. So he became sort of, he lost his faith in superheroes.
Right.
And he inspired these people and shit. And so that's what I like. I like that it's they're tying all that together. How they're the comment of that super, like, probably my favorite character is Melanie. Or not Melanie, Lori. Sorry.
Okay.
Lori Blake.
Yeah, Lori Blake.
Spectre.
Oh, which is another thing that's that time when you read it, because her name in the comic was Jupiter.
Yeah.
But she found out that the comedian was her father, whose last name was Blake. So that's why she's calling herself Blake in the TV show.
Yeah, and she has this line where she hates superheroes. I mean, she's now an FBI agent who's in charge of busting vigilantes.
Right.
And I remember, like, when they're like, he's a hero. He ain't a hero. He's a fucking joke. Right. And, like, she asks, what's the difference between a cop and a masked vigilante? And the guy goes, I don't know. She goes, yeah, me neither.
Because she's seen the worst of what they can do.
Yeah, she knows she was one, and she knows that system didn't work.
Right.
That's why she's like the most. I don't want to say I like her character, because you're really not supposed to like anybody, but she's the most interesting to me. Mm-hmm. Just because knowing who she was, knowing her ties to Dr. Manhattan, how she still has feelings for him. Right. She's calling him. They got those phone booths where you can call Doc Manhattan on Mars and shit. And she tells him this joke about, all those superheroes that go to hell, and she's the girl with the brick or whatever who threw the brick up or whatever. Like, she's the one who, if she wants, she can end the world. Just like she was also the one who saved the world. Like, she was the only reason why Dr. Manhattan returned to Earth to save the planet.
Right.
And the fact that it all turned out to be bullshit.
She was his only connection to humanity.
Yeah, she's the only reason why he gave a fuck about people. And then that whole thing was bullshit because Ozymandias set it all up. So that was just a big farce to her. Like the comedian, it's all a joke. So she, right now, in this stage in her life, she doesn't give a fuck about anything. She's basically like Doc Manhattan with sarcasm.
That's why I like the comedian, because the comedian didn't really give a fuck about anything.
Yeah. Like, she knows nothing really matters. Like, she's like, whatever. And I just like her demeanor and how her attitude towards everything. And when she's interrogating Looking Glass, and so it's a racist detector. That's
right,
an oversimplification.
But yeah, that's what it is.
Mirror guy. She's calling him mirror guy. He goes, did you do an autopsy? If you read the report, you know that there ain't. She goes, why ain't there?
Oh, and the funniest thing, that big blue dildo that she pulled out.
Oh yeah, it's in the fucking case. She's got a case. And
like, you miss him that much? Okay.
Yeah. But all the Easter eggs too. She goes, play Devo. Because she was playing Devo in the book.
Look like Devo, with like, who's Devo? The band from the 70s. So.
Yeah, and then she's got the owl. She's got the pet owl. So she's still got feelings for her. Dude got busted, right?
Well, that's and in the book, they changed identities, so we don't know what happened.
Yeah, but in that, when the senator comes and tells her to go to Tulsa, he's like, yeah, what's his face got busted. If you go do this job, I can get him pardoned or whatever. So Night Owl is still doing shit, and he got busted. So she still got some sort of feelings for him, but she's still, totally in love with. That's what's weird. She has this sort of, cold demeanor, but she still has feelings for Dr. Manhattan.
Right. But at the same time, like, she fell in love with a god.
Yeah.
So what other dude is gonna, measure up?
Yeah.
Like,
and she
literally.
Knows the truth. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really enjoying her character, but should we talk about Ozymandias? Because that's just blowing my mind.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on with Ozymandias right now. I know he's on some ranch or whatever.
Yeah, so it shows Ozymandias supposedly died. They're saying in the first episode, they say he got killed or was assassinated in Vietnam or something. Okay. But he's been living in some sort of retreat, like a castle, like on some English countryside, and he's got all these servants that are clones.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he's doing some weird experiments where he's trying to make a suit and he's building a catapult. He's basically trying to escape whatever he's at.
Right, because he tried to go somewhere and he tried to go too far, and somebody came out of nowhere and stopped him.
Yeah, and at first I'm like, well, he's probably in that dome. What's that dome he built in Antarctica?
Yeah, but like if you walked in that dome, the vivarium or something?
Yeah.
Whatever you call it, yeah. But whoever went in there, he blew that thing up, and then anybody walked in there and died.
So that's what I think. I was like, well, is he in Antarctica? But then as the show reveals, it keeps going on. No, he's on another planet. He's on like Mars or a moon or something.
Yeah, because he teleports himself, and then he's. Oh, okay. That makes more sense now. That makes more sense.
And he's trying to escape. He's building those catapults and building those suits so he can survive in space.
Mm-hmm. And
he's using all those clones to catapult out of that atmosphere or whatever.
Right.
And remember, it shows it. Was it last week's episode where he finally catapulted himself onto the moon or whatever?
Right. And then somebody yanked him back. Yeah.
And you see all the dead bodies of the clones that he was.
Right, because he was launching them out to see if it'll work.
Yeah. And then he takes their bodies and spells out "Save me," and the satellite flies by and shit. So that's just weird. And the fact that he's using clones, because let's go to Lady True. Mm-hmm. Now there's a theory that Lady True. So Lady True, she's a Vietnamese woman who bought over Adrian Veidt's Ozymandias' company. Mm-hmm. So she runs Veidt Industries or whatever. And Vietnam. And as if you know, the Watchmen universe, America won Vietnam because of Doc Manhattan.
Like within a
Vietnam,
week.
Yeah, Vietnam is now an American state.
Yeah, it's the 51st state.
Yeah, so that's why Sister Night was born in Vietnam, and it's just another state. So this woman is from Vietnam. She took over Ozymandias' corporation, and they're doing cloning. They're doing experiments, and she's building that machine in the middle of Tulsa that tells time or whatever. It's some big giant structure that is supposed to be impervious to earthquakes, and it's 1,000 miles from any ocean, and can survive basically anything except a direct nuclear blast.
Right.
So she's in charge of. I think she knows that Ozymandias is alive, and I think she knows where he is. They haven't revealed that yet. But here's a kicker. I read a theory that she, the Lady True, she's the daughter of the woman the comedian shot in Vietnam.
I see what you're saying, but she would have to be a lot older than that.
No, the daughter, which means she would have been born in the 70s because she was pregnant. Remember that woman?
Right. She got shot in the head, right? Yeah.
Yeah, she shot her, and that Doc Manhattan might have saved her because Doc Manhattan would have seen what she would have done.
Yeah.
Save the unborn child. This child, because he sees time simultaneously. So he could have seen that child builds this structure or whatever. And because, remember, the comedian said, I shot her and you didn't do anything.
Right. He could. I mean, because he could save her if he wanted to.
Yeah.
That's a
so
theory.
That's just, I was like, whoa, I never thought of that. But that's just interesting how she's cloning. Mm-hmm. And then Ozymandias is doing cloning on that habitat that he's on. Because he's got all these servants that are
right. He just burns them alive. He remaking the Dr. Manhattan experiments, burn them alive.
and that episode where Lady True buys that house from that family mm-hmm. and then gives them a baby. Remember, they couldn't get pregnant, so well, here's a baby, and let me buy your house and land.
Right.
And here's $5 million. Go get out of here. And then you see that meteor fall on the farm.
Yeah.
People are saying that's probably Ozymandias coming back to Earth. So.
Now I got to rewatch the whole season so far.
I did. I rewatched every episode leading up to last night's episode.
Okay, because I was getting caught up with the comic, but like I said, we're gonna revisit this when it's all done. Like on episodes, 9 episodes in the season, we're going to do a blowout. We're going to do the comic versus the movie, Zack Snyder's movie versus the TV show. Doomsday Clock will be out by then.
Yeah.
We just gonna. I got to read Doomsday Clock again.
Oh Jesus!
This is too much. Fuck it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. That's what they pay us for.
Yeah.
Have a check in the mail, Gomer.
It's all building up to something. I kind of think I know what the 7th Cavalry's doing. We don't know what Lady True and Reeves, Old Man Reeves, is doing, because they're doing something too. He said 3 days. Mm-hmm. Something's happening in 3 days.
So they have their own doomsday clock in there, because it's all parallel to the book also.
Yeah. So this whole thing, like if the world finds out that Ozymandias orchestrated the squid attack. Mm-hmm. This is not what happened in Doomsday Clock. That shit got out, and that's what fucked up the world, and that's why they left that universe and came to the DC universe.
Exactly, because basically everybody was at a ceasefire, but they're like, okay, well now we back to nuclear war again.
Yeah. So, and Laurie's the only one who really Laurie and the only people who know are Ozymandias, Laurie, Night Owl, and Doc Manhattan for sure. Mm-hmm. Who are there. So. But I'm totally digging on it. This shouldn't have worked. I'm surprised that it's that good, because this sounded.
I'm surprised more people aren't watching this.
Yeah,
y'all would shut the hell up about Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, like this sounded dumb. Oh, a Watchmen TV show that's a sequel to the book, and it's not going to have any of the characters. Blah blah. I was like, that sounds dumb as fuck. Mm-hmm. That's gonna be shitty, and it turned out to be like cool as hell.
Yeah, and like you're saying, faithful. Yeah,
yeah, and pushing all the buttons that the original comic pushed too.
Right,
because it was politically charged and dealt with social issues of the time. I mean, there's no way around. That's just the nature of Watchmen, and Alan Moore wrote it to push those buttons. Mm-hmm. So.
Like I said, definitely watch it. If you haven't watched it, we broke it down for you. We're going to break it down again a couple weeks from now. We're just going to go Watchmen out and really dig into it. That being said, let's move on to the next part of the podcast. Let's talk about the video game section. Right. Not much want to talk about. So there was this game called, link I sent you, Eli, was called Shenmue 3. Mm-hmm. Now, the only reason I'm talking about this game because Shenmue 3 has been in the making for 20 years. It was a Kickstarter game. Shenmue 2 was on Dreamcast. Oh, and wow. It was made by Sega, and they've been trying to make this game ever since then, from 1999 to 2019. Couldn't get the game made, didn't have money to make it because, Sega had money issues, stuff like that. The whole game is crowdfunded. They finally made the game. It got shit reviews. They said the game sucked. They said it should have came out 10 years ago because right now it feels like it's outdated. But it's out. Any fans of Shenmue 2 who people say is the greatest game of all time, when it came out, they got part 3 out. Go play it. We told you. Have fun.
What is it?
I don't know what it is. It's hard to explain. You're
like
a dude.
Final Fantasy kind of game, or
kind of, but not really. You're a dude, and you walk around.
I sure am.
I'm a man.
I spell M.
I don't really know how to explain this game. I played it. Honestly, I played like 5 minutes of it and thought this shit is boring as fuck. Because it was like you putting on clothes and shit and watching TV and raking the yard or some shit. Like, it's supposed to be like lifelike. If it's too realistic, I don't want to play this shit. It's just me. But it's out. The game has fans, so I'm just letting you know it's out.
All right.
Let me say, can we move on to the actual? Yeah, this is the part where we talk about the comic books, but the comic book bullies. We read some books, even though we're all booked out, but we're gonna just go into it.
You gonna review the Watchmen?
We will. Not today. Okay. there was another time, another place. But Eli, I'm gonna let you go first because you read a shitload of books, and I kind of slacked off this week.
Okay. Which should I do? Where's my pull up my Comixology. What did I read? Absolute Carnage.
Go for it.
All right. Absolute Carnage number 5. Was it 5?
Yeah, 505.
5. So this wraps up the whole Absolute Carnage arc. As you all know, Carnage came back to life, has been infected with the symbiote. He's going around collecting the codexes, all the DNA samples of everyone who has ever infected with the symbiote and using those to resurrect Null, the symbiote god. Spider-Man and Eddie Brock have been fighting him. Last issue, the Maker, he had made this machine that would suck out the codexes out of everybody, but instead of destroying them, he had them in a container. He was in a storage facility. So Carnage attacked, started fucking everybody up, even beat up a Venom Hulk. And Eddie's like, okay, fuck it. He goes to the containment unit and gets infected by all the symbiotes ever. So we have Ultra Mega Venom versus Carnage. And they fight. At some point, he's after Dylan. Dylan is Eddie Brock's son. He's right about to fucking get Dylan because Dylan's like the last piece. The last piece of the codex. He needs him to get or something. But Dylan's got some sort of weird power, so he ends up fucking up Carnage. And Eddie basically takes back his symbiote and completes the last. Basically, that last piece was the last one he needed to resurrect Null. So he used that to destroy Carnage, but in the meantime, he awoke Null. So Null is coming, but the book ends.
Right? Did we win? Yeah, we won. And
yeah,
it was a weird ending.
So it basically ends, but it also sets up some other shit. I enjoyed it. It was just a big ass fight, a lot of action. I just thought it kind of ended sort of abruptly.
Yeah, he just chopped him in half. I'm like, why didn't you do that earlier?
Yeah.
Because before they made Carnage seem like he was so unstoppable, like you think that shouldn't even work. Like you did chop him in half. Okay, just put us up together and that's it. But no, this time it worked.
Yeah.
Was it Deus Ex Machina? Probably.
Yeah. So I'll still give it a 4 out of 5. I did enjoy this arc. This was very focused and focused on like.
But it just felt like it just ended. Like they had no way to end this. Like just end it.
Let's just wrap it up real quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sense. That's how I kind of felt. So yeah, I give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, same with me. Okay. So next book I'm gonna review. Well, first book I'm gonna review is Batman Superman #4. Okay. So where we left off last issue is that Blue Beetle has become infected by the Batman Who Laughs, so he's now the Blue Beetle Who Laughs, and he is taking over the Force of Solitude. He's actually controlling the Force of Solitude. It's just the Force of Solitude is somehow linked to the Batcave and Hall of Justice and all this other shit. He's eventually going to infect everything if they don't stop him. So when they try to fight Blue Beetle's like, oh, no, it's not me. I got friends. I got family. And then 2 other people who laughs jump out also. You got Donna Troy, Wonder Girl, a.k.a. Wonder Girl, who's now the Wonder Girl Who Laughs, and Hawkman, a.k.a. the Hawkman Who Laughs. They show up, beat the shit out of Superman and Batman. They retreat, and Jim Gordon is there also beating the shit out of them for some reason. Well, he didn't beat the shit out of them. He just talked shit the whole time. Hawkman has his foot on Batman's throat and going that, try to disappear on me now when I turn around, Batman. Stupid ass fucker. Just talking shit the whole time. Somehow Batman and Superman do escape. I can't remember how they do it. I think they smoke bomb or some shit. They go to another area. Superman finds the main engine that controls the Force Solitude. He's like, if I can shut this down, then I can trap them all in here. They can't get out, then they can't affect the Hall of Justice and the Batcave, stuff like that. But for me to do that, I have to take control of the mainframe again. It means I have to get past Blue Beetle. Batman's like, don't worry about it. I'll hold off Donna Troy and Hawkman. And Superman's like, wait, what? Like, yeah, don't worry about it. I got him. I handle him. Okay. Superman does his thing. Fights Blue Beetle again. Donna Troy and Hawkman are rushing Batman. And they're just like, okay, we're just gonna kill this guy. Just fuck him. He's just a human. Stuff like that. Batman gets on a Kryptonian dragon that Superman was hiding in one of his, zoos, and just start fucking him up. Because he's Batman, just riding the motherfucker. So Hawkman is able to kind of get the mother, like Hawkman beat the shit out of the Kryptonian dragon, puts his hand on Batman, about to kill Batman. But that's when Supergirl pops out of nowhere. Apparently Superman has sent out some kind of a signal that only Kryptonians can hear or some shit. She heard it. She gets into fights them off, rescues Batman. Like, Batman, why are our friends fighting you? He like, it's a long story. Just get me to Superman. Superman's fighting Batman. Gordon throws a batarang at Superman, like that batarang who lasts, whatever. Like, it can hurt Superman. Supergirl jumps in front of him and catches it. But she didn't know it can affect him too. So they wanted to affect Superman, but as long as it's Kryptonian, it didn't matter. It affects them anyway. So she becomes the Supergirl who lasts. So now that she's infected, the Secret Six, the 6 people that Joker who lasts, Batman who lasts trying to affect, that's all infected. So you got Batman who lasts, Shazam who lasts, Blue Beetle who lasts, Supergirl who lasts, Wonder Girl who lasts, and Gordon who lasts. 6 people. And apparently, Batman who lasts is trying to bring over his Justice League Watchtower satellite from the Dark Multiverse. He's trying to bring it over here because in Dark Knight Metal, Superman opened up a portal to the Dark Universe to rescue Batman. So they're trying to use that same portal to bring stuff from the Dark Universe to here. That's why they're in the Fortress of Solitude, because they did all this shit in the Fortress of Solitude. But he brings over the Justice League satellite, apparently has the power to infect everybody on the planet if they look at it. So that's how the book ends. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool story. Just action. You know, cool to see Donna Troy again. Yeah, 4 out of 5. Cool.
Yeah, I didn't even know this came out. I would have got it if I knew.
It was like on the first page. It was like, oh, Batman. Oh, it's one of those year in the villain tie-ins. So I don't know if this connects to anything bigger than that. Whatever. Yeah.
Oh, no. All right. What else? Should I do Conan number, what is this? Conan number 11?
Right? Sure. Mix it up.
Yeah. So basically, the life and death of Conan. Conan's been, last issue, he was killed by those little demon kids from the Blood Witch who was raising Razizel, the Crimson God, who needs Conan's blood because he's ultra badass and has cheated death all these years, killing and cheating death. So his blood is full of this dark magic. So they killed him to take his blood, to resurrect this Raziel God. This issue, Conan's dead. He went to Valhalla or wherever. He sees his parents. He's a kid again. He's with the Sumerians. He's back with his people, living in the afterlife. But he's like, no, this can't happen. I gotta go back because that blood god's gonna fuck everybody up. So he starts climbing the mountain. The mountain keeps fucking, avalanches and storms and beasts keep fucking getting in his way. But he keeps climbing for years and years and years, and finally gets to the top and meets Crom.
Oh, he met Crom?
He meets Crom.
Oh shit!
And he's like, Crom, what the fuck? He's like, I got to stop this fucking shitty ass blood god from destroying the earth. And Crom's like, I don't give a fuck about all that shit. I sit on my mouth and I laugh. But he's like, no, he's like, hey, the hell with you. I've traveled the earth. I've spoken your name. People know who you are because I've traveled this world and, brought your name to the ears of many. And I've done it all and I fought in your name, motherfucker. And they kind of he's trying to fight Crom, but Crom's like, okay, fine. You want to go back? Fine. You're going to wish you stayed dead because now I curse you. You're going to end up growing old and die, and you're going to be a withered old man. You're going to lose your strength. You're going to lose all your fighting skills. You're going to become old and decrepit, and you're going to die in misery. And I'm going to sit here and laugh. So fuck you. And then fucking boom, Conan's back to life. And the kids are like, oh shit, I thought you're dead. And then to be continued.
Oh damn, Crom is an asshole.
Yeah.
Worst god ever.
Yeah. So it was cool, just Conan versus Crom, basically, just yelling at each other and shit on the mountain. So I give it a 4 out of 5. This was cool. This Conan book was fun.
Okay. All right. Next book we're gonna do is Batman 83. Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna knock it out. It's pretty much like the second to the last issue of Tom King's run.
Is it?
I think he ended at 84. I think 84 is where he ends.
Oh, okay.
Maybe, I don't know. This is City of Bane number 9. Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty simple. Batman is trapped in a room in the manor, in his own mansion. Trapped in the room. He wakes up, sees Alfred dead. Takes Alfred over to the couch. He cries, sheds tears for him, puts his cape over Alfred, to lay him to rest. He's trying to find a way out of the room. He can't punch his way out because it made a brick wall. He just starts yelling, screaming to the top of his lungs. He see a sign, well, not a sign, but he sees something written over a picture of him and his dad saying, "You are not Batman." Realize stuck in the room, can't get out the room. A door blows open. He sees Catwoman. Catwoman's like, "He's ready for you." Okay. So he puts back on his mask, walks in the room. While he's walking out of this room, you can see all of the Bat family just lined up. Hypnotized, mesmerized writings to him. Batwoman, Duke, Orphan, Robin, all of them just lined up and not moving at all. He gets to the end of the room and he sees Thomas Wayne, his father. You got Psycho Pirate on one end. Who's the guy? Ventriloquist?
Is it Tweedledee? I don't know. I don't
know. Some fat dude. Okay.
Yeah.
So Thomas Wayne is basically talking to Batman, asking him, "Are you ready now? Are you ready to give it up? I've taken over the city. I killed Alfred. It's over. Are you ready to admit it's over?" And Batman basically just saying, "No, because I know you'll never stop, and I never stop either." To be continued. That's it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Easy breezy. I don't know really what the fuck's going on in this book. No.
I thought the shit was whack.
I didn't think it was whack. I just thought it was like, okay.
Well, because last issue she got shot. It was like Bane, like they were fighting Bane, and then fucking they're right about to kill Bane or beat the shit out of Bane, and then Thomas Wayne or Bane killed Catwoman, and then fucking Thomas Wayne shot Batman, shot Bruce. He had nothing on. He had no armor. He was,
but he just wakes up and everything's just normal.
And then this thing is just like, yeah, what the fuck is he? I thought he was dead.
If I read the last issue, I probably would shit on this book. I didn't read the last issue. I just read this one.
It's like,
okay.
It's the ode to Alfred. Yeah, let's talk. Let's send Alfred off, and it's trying to be sentimental and shit. I'm like, man, not now.
Yeah, like, he was reading a poem to him and stuff, and
yeah, I was just like, we're right there, right, ready to like get the shit going. And
I kind of see the dichotomy of it. His surrogate father died in front of him. Meanwhile, his biological father's ready to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, well, they should have did that like 4 issues ago. Then.
I mean, this is part 9 of City of Bane. This shit should have ended by now.
I know. I'm like,
shit dragging on like a Tennessee Colts run or some shit.
Like, man, right now you're gonna get all fucking sentimental and shit now, right when the ass kicking's supposed to start.
Right.
Like,
it should have been before then.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's all the books I got. I got nothing else.
What did I read? I read this Annihilation Scourge.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know.
Marvel Space.
So, the Scourge. Do you know who that is?
The Scourge. Is it some pasty
alien?
face white looking dude that's Wraith.
No, it's these alien like virus thing that's infecting motherfuckers in the negative zone.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
Okay, yeah, and Blastar.
Okay, I know. He looked like Beastman from He-Man.
Kind of.
And got fire hands with that blast hands and shit like that.
No.
He looked like an animal or some type of shit.
He kind of looks like Darkseid in this book.
Okay, maybe they changed look, but I know who Blastar is. He's from the negative zone. Like he's Yeah, I know he is.
So basically, this Scourge alien things are infecting everybody, and then he teams up with Annihilus, and they're like, "Yeah, man, we got to fight this thing. It's like taking over the negative zone and shit." So like, okay, well, why? They keep. It's just a series of battles. They keep trying to let's go to this planet, stop the Scourge. They lose. We got to retreat, and they fucking go into space. Okay, let's launch our warships. They lose that battle. And, okay, let's go to this planet. They lose that battle. Okay, this is our last chance. You got to fucking, the Scourge is going to take over the negative zone. Somebody's got to go out and get people from the positive zone. Go get those superheroes and shit. So Annihilus, goes out and tries to find, tries to get the Avengers and everybody. But then he runs into Nova, Richard Rider. He's all drunk. And he's like, "Hey, man, what the fuck you doing here, man? You're supposed to be in a negative zone." So, yeah, well, the Scourge is coming. So that's about where it ends. I guess this is going to be a thing? Is this another event?
It's another Annihilation event. We hadn't had one in 10 years.
Yeah, so that's kind of where it ended. A Sentry shows up. So the Scourge is as Sentry. Is being led by the Sentry.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, so...
Okay.
I thought this was fine. 3 out of 5, I give it. I mean, I don't like I said, I'm not too familiar with Cosmic Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
I only read it because I thought you might have was going to read it. So.
Honestly, just like you didn't know about Batman Superman, I didn't know about Annihilation because I love the Annihilation books.
Yeah, I did read Annihilation back in the day. Thought that was pretty cool, but I didn't know any of these people. You know what I'm saying?
Well, who wrote this?
Rosenberg.
Yeah, I'm somewhat on him.
Well, he's been doing the Punisher lately. So
True. He also did those X-Men books, and I was like, I guess. Remember the one that the racist guy kept throwing Jew symbols in the back of the book?
Oh.
Yeah. Not his fault, but the artist. I'm just saying that's what I remember. But
all right.
Yeah.
Other book I read was Immortal Hulk, 26. What are we on now?
I think 27.
Is it 27?
Yeah, when I briefly looked at it, I like 27.
I can't get to the front page. 27, yeah. Immortal Hulk 27. So this is basically, the Minotaur is taking over Roxxon, and he's basically coming up with the strategy to take on the Hulk. He knows the Hulk's going to come. He's coming for him. And then he has, what they call the Berserkers?
Think so.
Yeah, and he's like, the Berserkers. We're gonna launch the Berserkers after the Hulk. So there's a fight scene with the Berserkers and the Hulk. Hulk kicks their asses, and basically the Hulk can come out. It ends with the Hulk being able to come out in the daytime.
Oh, so you do that now? Okay.
So you can, he's like, it's the start of a brand new day, and that's the last panel. So together, because all the personalities in his head. He's got Joe Fixit. He's got Banner. He's got the Devil Hulk and all those motherfuckers all in there. He's like, together we could be strong, and we don't have to hide at night anymore. So, or hide during the day. So it shows the sun rising, and he's still the Hulk. It says to be continued.
Okay.
So this is pretty breezy. Not much happens other than it's just kind of a filler. So I'll give it a 3 out of 5.
Damn, that's like the first 6.5 out of 5 Hulk book you ever rated.
Yeah, I mean it's just them preparing. It's just a lot of talk, like Minotaur talking shit.
Okay.
What else did I read? Can't remember what else I read. Oh, The Question.
Oh,
and
yeah,
dude,
we got to talk about The Question. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna read this.
I started to, but like I said, I was it's just too much.
Because I'm not too familiar with this guy, but
he's Rorschach.
He's Rorschach. I like I like the story a lot. So this guy Vic Sage, he's like a newscaster. He's basically exposing corruption in the city, exposing these politicians and shit.
Also,
goes on the news.
Steve did co-creation like Spider-Man, Doctor Strange. Also.
Yeah, he goes on the news. He calls out these politicians on the air. Then at night he goes out as a question, and he's finding, there's some what the fuck was it called? I'm getting this not the Cyclops. That's the Watchmen. There's another like secret organization that he finds out that the politicians are all, like the Masons or what, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The Illuminati. He uncovers some secret organization. And then he goes to like the last known hideout, which has been shut down for like 50 years. But then he finds another question mask, and then that gives him a bunch of weird memories and shit. Gives him visions and shit. So then he goes to the dragon, I guess the guy that taught him how to fight. He's like, hey man, I don't know what this is all about and shit.
Was his name Richard Dragon, or just call him Dragon?
Something like that. Yeah, something Dragon.
Okay.
And he says, put the mask on. So he basically has all these weird visions, and he has some memories. He finds a guy with, I don't know if it's the original question or whatever, or if it's him back in the day or something, because this book is called The Many Deaths or something of Vic Sage or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Deaths of Vic Sage. So he's basically maybe having memories of an old life or something, and that's kind of where it ends.
Okay.
But other than that, I thought it was cool. I mean, I like the story. It's on the DC Black Label. You know, so there's all
How
kinds
much
of
you want to
violence.
bet Comic Cast circle jerks all over this book?
They did.
I told you. You want to know why? You want to know why?
Oh yeah, because it's Jeff Lemire.
Because it's Jeff Lemire.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. I actually listened to their show yesterday. I was actually in the live chat and all that shit. You know?
Okay.
So shout out to Comic Cast.
Yeah, shout out to Comic Cast. We love you guys.
Yeah, I thought I'd give it a 4 out of 5. I enjoyed it, you know. So
okay. I'll check out issue 2 when it comes out. I'll see.
Something is killing the children. Number 3. James Tinian the Fourth, Tinian or whatever. Horror story. Some monsters killing children. Some monster killer shows up to town and investigating. I still like this book. This one where the killer gets arrested, and it's this really cool scene with her and the cop. She's like, I'm here. I know those kids are dying. And they've been dying for a while. You probably have them down as missing, but they're actually dead. And, basically just talking shit to the cops. He's like, no, who's interrogating who? So, no, I really like this. And while she's in jail, being interrogated by the cops, the monster kills like 5 more kids and shit. Says, yeah, how could I have killed those people when I'm in here? So,
right.
So, shit's blown up. I'm digging it. Horror story. I give it a 4 out of 5, and I think that might be it because I read Batman,
and I
read Conan, and I think that's it. Yeah,
and I reviewed that Carnage, but you read that, so I mean you reviewed that, so yeah, I guess.
Yeah. All right, yeah, I guess I'm good.
I guess we're good. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, if you listen this long, just like, share, subscribe. Just listen to our sister podcast, Geeks Av. Just listen to Comic Cast. They reviewed all the books that we didn't read because I didn't read shit. I slacked off this week. I had a lot going on. We also have Hoodoo TV, some wrestling podcast. What was the name of it? Wrestling
Council.
Let's go with that.
The Council.
Talking Balls. We got Get Valiant.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see when that Bloodshot movie comes out. See how those guys just flip the fuck out. And what else we gonna do? What else? Hoodoo TV. I think I said Hoodoo TV.
Instrument Destruction.
Instrument Destruction. Yeah, that one, the Transformer one. I think just Hasbro or whatever. Let's go with that one. So yeah, like I said, next week is Thanksgiving. Everybody has a good Thanksgiving. Don't be too woke. Have plenty of turkey. Gain lots of weight. And do some shopping, but don't punch the shit out of anybody. Just reasonable shopping. Get your nice turkey. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
And we'll talk to you guys next week. Same bully time, same bully channel.